everybody, it's Glenn back in this video with part 2 of a Star Wars special blind bag bonanza. And if you watched part 1, you may remember I left you on the cliffhanger leaving these Star Wars Micro Machines 3rd series blind bags unopened. Well, I'm going to be tackling those in this part. Plus, I'll also be featuring Star Wars Abatons. What the heck are they? I don't know. We'll be discovering that together as I open the starter pack. But it doesn't stop there, as I'm also going to be diving into these Disney Parks exclusive Star Wars collector packs. Yet before all of that, you may remember from part 1 I teased you with the Star Wars Gashapon that came out of the vending machine at my local Sainsbury's supermarket. And as tempting as puppy pals looked, and by tempting I mean not at all, I thought my £1 coin would be better spent on something Star Wars. And so from Sainsbury's to my review station to your very eyes. Now you may have seen Jabba pictured there on the vending machine, and I was crossing my fingers that I'd hope I'd get him being my favourite Star Wars character. Yeah, I've got this Biker Scout. These are made by Wikis, which is, I'm just noticing I've got some goo on me there, which if you'd missed part 1 will strike you as pretty weird. And here from the enclosed leaflet is a longer look at the various varieties available. Darth Maul would have been cool, but look at that Lando! He looks 1 part Lando and 1 part Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. But there's our Biker Scout flat on the back, except for that big divot that's been carved out. Like I said, I'd preferred Jabba, but sometimes luck just ain't on your side. Now moving on as swiftly as a speeder bike to the Star Wars Abatons starter pack. And what are Abatons, I hear you ask? Oh my god, they're totally totems. Well, reading from Wikipedia, a totem is a spirit being, sacred object or symbol that serves as an emblem of a group of people. Or in this case, cheap plastic that's been shaped into the heads of various Star Wars characters. I'll edit the Wikipedia page in accordance with that when I'm done with this video. Then pictured on the back it shows you the various prices and currencies that it'll set you back from around various parts of the world, but on these British shores it's the sum of $7.99. Now I have spotted at my local Asda that the Abatons are available in individual blind bags for the price of £1. Whereas the starter pack includes 8 Star Wars Abatons plus 1 special golden one. Ooh. Then a Star Wars Abaton bag, which I assume is that pictured there, and then 1 set of platform, which are these bits that enable us to stack our Abatons, I suppose. And all of that sounds like you're getting a lot, but the size of the bag is actually pretty deceptive. Doesn't feel like there's that much in here. It does have a handy pull and tear tab, which means Mr. Snippety Snip can put his blades up. And let's get them all tipped out to see just which Abatons we get. And actually they're much smaller than I anticipated them being. And then the Abaton bag, has it got more Abatons in it? Oh no, it's the display platform things, isn't it? There we go. Let's move those aside so we can get a better look at the various Star Wars characters I've got, starting with the gold one. It's 24 karat plastic and it's a clone trooper. And there we have a stormtrooper. What are these blue ones? Oh, I think that's old Obi-Wan Kenobi in duplicate. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Obi-2 Kenobi? Kind of cool though, you often don't see Alec Guinness's likeness in much Star Wars memorabilia. There's Boba Fett and Watto. Then from The Force Awakens, here's Rey. It's kind of odd that these weird platform bits are flesh coloured. It makes it look like there's some weird geometric tumour growing out of her head. Let's put her down, and then over here it's a clear stormtrooper. Looks like a Fox's Glacier Mint. Remember those? That's a blast from the past of Nana's Sweet Jar, and that's a clear snowtrooper there. So that's all the Abatons, but without any further ado, let's get our totally totem on. They're actually kind of fun. Now moving on to these Star Wars Disney Parks exclusive collector packs. These are series 15 apparently, and for these I have to thank my good friend and Articulation Assembled podcast co-host Craig. as he braved the mutant touch of Rogue to bring them back to me from his vacation in Disneyland or Disney World, whatever that place in Florida is called. Their packaging mixes old and new with from Star Wars Rebels, Sabine, Ezra, and Chopper, and Ezra's sitting on Chopper there. That temperamental droid would never tolerate that. There's the Inquisitor, Stormtrooper, a Gamorrean guard, and the Emperor. Look at the look on his face. Now the backs of these packs do picture all the varieties available. There are 18 in this series, and it's incredibly small print though. I had a mini stroke straining to read it, but if you want to risk that, go ahead yourself. And Mr. Sippity Snip can continue to nap on, as with the Abatons, I'm going to take advantage of the tear tab, and out of this first pack, uh-oh, Mr. Snippity Snip, wake up! We need you. Oh, the poor old fella thought he was going to get an episode off, but no, we need to release our Gamorrean guard, and that looks pretty nifty, actually. Regular viewers may remember the Marvel 500 blind bags I opened. Those were painted terribly, and these are actually smaller in scale than those, yet painted better. Pretty sure this one's Panty Padme. Not sure I should be releasing her, but here goes anyway, and she's cradling a blaster, I think, in the way she never did her actual babies. Then finally, in from this pack at least, from that hive of scum and villainy, the Mos Eisley Cantina and its band. It's one of those guys. Let's see just who will be joining them out of our second pack, and oh, it's very Rebels heavy, which I'm loving. I'm digging Rebels at the moment. I don't know if you're checking out the cartoon. And here is the big bad from the first season, the Inquisitor. I love the Inquisitor's lightsaber. In Season 2 right now, Sarah Michelle Gellar, yep, she of Buffy the Vampire Slayer fame, is currently voicing one of the new Inquisitors. And here we have my favourite of the Star Wars Rebels, it's Kanan. Armed with his lightsaber, as he is a Jedi that survived Order 66 and getting a 6-inch Black Series figure very soon, which I'll be picking up for sure. And rounding out this pack is Chopper. If you're not watching Rebels, he is the R2-D2 of that crew, except a lot more psychotic. In fact, I don't speak droid, yet I'm sure I've heard him drop the F-bomb. Our final pack before we visit the third series of Micro Machines, and in here, oh, we have a couple of doubles there. Kanan and Inquisitor as we got from the second pack. Yet joining the Rebels crew here, yep, that's Sabine. Kind of wish she was in her Mandalorian helmet, but then a super lot of detail is a bit too much to expect on this scale, and in fact, like Kanan, she will be receiving her very own 6-inch Black Series version, as she came second in that fan poll that they had a while back. So there they are, all assembled, and of course a big thanks to Craig for bringing these back to British shores for me. And finally, the Star Wars Micro Machines in this third series pictured on the package is a First Order TIE Fighter with the fancy red stripe, Jabba's sail barge, and then a Jedi Starfighter. Starfighter? Fighter! Although it's from the prequels, so Starfighter might be more appropriate. Now, as per Series 1 and 2, the varieties available are not pictured on back, nor are they included pictured on a leaflet inside, as is typical with blind bags. Yet after I bought these, I did Google to see what was in this series, and had I known I stood a chance of getting a Rancor monster, I would have bought so many more of these. But without further delay, let's see what these two packs behold for us, and in this first one, it's a Scout Walker. Definitely a lot less vintage looking than the one I got from Series 2. I think this is the one that's been popping up in a few episodes of Rebels, and like his vintage counterpart, has some trouble standing up. I can't straighten these legs out. Come on. Is he gonna stand? No. Let me bring in the original trilogy one I got in Series 2 for an independent scientific test to see if older is better. Yep, it is. Down to the final blind bag of this episode, and thanks for sticking with me all this time. And in this one, it's a TIE fighter. It's cool that they come in these plastic cases. It kind of stops them getting all bent up in the packages. And there, it's from The Force Awakens. You can tell by the fancy red stripe it's got, and comparing it to one of the vintage TIE fighters I got in Series 2. And now it's time for me to wrap this bad boy up, and these two can go off and make some sweet TIE fighter babies. Anyway, if you missed part 1, then make sure to click this video to catch up as we got our goo on, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.